The protein that build up in the kidneys basically shut them down and destroy your kidneys. Not only that, it gives you gas, bloating, and just gastrointestinal discomfort. And protein powder does not get absorbed like protein you get from a chicken breast, or from a piece of bacon, or from a slice of cheese. Your body's gonna absorb that more than you will from any powder. Okay? So you always want to get things in the most natural form possible. That's what our bodies were meant to process. We weren't meant to process powders and mixes. In fact, they did a study on, I'm going to give you all too much information, I'm sorry. They did a study on the effects of fruits and vegetables, the antioxidants, back in the 70s and 80s. And they were studying, like, this is when they were starting to find out about free radical damage and the benefits of antioxidants, and found that vegetables, particularly green leafy vegetables, cruciferous vegetables, were the best source of antioxidants to combat free radicals in the body. So they identified the compounds in those vegetables that were providing basically the antioxidants that bound with the free radicals and eradicate them out of the body. So they manufactured those same antioxidants that were contained in the vegetables, put them in a pill, took the same group of people that they just studied the effects that were eating the vegetables for the antioxidant benefits, took them off the vegetables, started giving them that pill. Absolutely no benefits were observed whatsoever. None whatsoever. And they had the exact same antioxidants that were in the vegetables in that pill, like beta carotene, vitamin E. Most of your vitamins and minerals act as antioxidants. Okay, that's a huge role that they play, as well as helping in cellular function and all that. So that goes to show, and that's just with micronutrients, but it's the same thing with micronutrients. Your body wants things from food, from all natural sources. That's what we were built to digest and break down. We're natural substances, okay? So, when it comes to carbohydrates, and remember, whenever you're eating any bread or rice or any kind of pasta, you want to see whole grain on that ingredient label. That should be the very first word on the ingredient label. You know, where it says like sodium phosphate, bisodium phosphate, gluten, all that stuff, the ingredient list right under the nutrition info. The very first word should be whole whatever grain you're eating. So if it's wheat bread, it should say whole wheat flour or whole wheat grain. Okay, that should be the very first word on the ingredient list. If it's not, don't buy it. Okay, and whole grain stuff is going to be high in fiber, so that's just another hint to go back to high fiber. Okay, so your body needs carbohydrates, but you need to be careful which carbohydrates you choose. And sugars can sneak up in you in sauces, glazes, and spices. Okay, so you always got to watch for that with sauces, like even spices. Like Miss Dash is a good spice to get that's salt-free and doesn't have any sugar.
What about salad dressing?
Salad dressing is another one where sugar can creep up on you, and saturated fat can creep up on you too. There was one of y'all that found a good balsamic vinaigrette. I think it was Newman's Own Light. Was that you?
I think Newman's Light is the best tasting and the best, the lower carbs. I mean, some of their own different varieties have different amounts of carbs in it, but like there's a balsamic vinaigrette and the sesame ginger one, that's another one.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, those are the best. They taste good and they have a lower.
That's the one we have at home.
Whole grain stamp, it has to be 100% whole grain because the basic stamp is not exactly right.
Oh yeah, I know that's the case. That's why if you look at the back of that ingredient list, and if it's not the first thing on there.
At the basic stamp, and they think that it's sufficient.
So there's two different stamps. This goes along with the ingredient list. You'll see that. So you see the difference. That one says just whole grain. That one says 100% whole grain. one says whole grain, the other one says 100% whole grain. That means it's all whole grain. That one is not, so that one's a no.
Right. It's the same thing. Just one.
Yeah.
Wheat or whole grain
Yeah.
breads.
Yeah.
Free bagels use corn or rice as a substitute. We've got the whole grain.
Well, corn and rice. Is rice technically grain? Yes, it is technically a grain, but it's okay. It's okay. So, y'all are staying with
Yeah, so he's kind of gluten-free, just intolerant, I think.
So if y'all do buy grains, like this is stuff that food companies do, and they do this with all kinds of stuff to get around the USDA. Like they can say whole grain, but it's not really 100% whole grain.
It has to read 100%.
For it to be whole grain. That's why if you look at the ingredient list, like the ones that didn't have 100%, whole wheat flour wouldn't have been the first ingredient. So thank you, Samantha. So carbohydrates. So where y'all are gonna have to watch for those is sauces, glazes, spices. And there's gonna be times where you can't avoid them, and that's fine. Okay. I've had y'all restricted on carbohydrates to where you just eat them at breakfast time. Okay. If y'all's energy levels are okay and you're feeling fine, you can keep that up. Okay. I would advise having, for most of y'all, in between 100 and 200 grams of carbs a day. So incorporating like some whole grain bread at lunch, some kind of pasta or something like that. It was, I think Carrie had one, or it might have been you, anti-pesto. No, that was Sharon. Sharon found this anti-pesto pasta stuff, and this stuff was like super good. But
Was that tofu stuff? Like a noodle?
yeah, it's called anti-pesto something.
Yeah, I think that's
I have to go back and look. But Sharon, it's Sharon. Sharon had it. Anyway, so I already talked to Ryan about his because we were adjusting his carbohydrates differently. But Dennis, like you've been doing good on this. How are your energy levels been? They've been fine? Okay. All right, well, if you want to keep it up, you can keep doing that. And then once you get to a weight that you're comfortable at, or if you're, has anybody's energy levels been like, y'all just felt like kind of just drugged out, worn out at all? Felt okay, enough energy, all that stuff? Okay. All right, so the main thing that carbohydrates do are give your body energy, and carbohydrates are also used to metabolize your fat stores. Carbohydrates get broken down into ketones, and those ketones help metabolize fats into fatty acids. So the thing I was going to tell y'all to change with your diet is you're restricted to just having the carbs at breakfast time. So now if you wanted to, you can start incorporating them at lunch. You don't have to restrict yourself so much at lunch. And if y'all still want to keep losing weight, then keep doing the diet that you've been doing. Okay, it's okay, but I think eventually your energy levels might start slipping down. I mean, it's only been 6 weeks. Generally, you do these things for at least 8 weeks, but it's sustainable for up to 3 months. But you can go ahead and start adding carbs back in at lunch, except for you. And if you notice that you're starting to gain weight, then back the carbs back off when you're eating at breakfast. But y'all can go ahead and incorporate them at lunchtime. You always want to try to avoid from eating carbs at your last meal of the day, because those carbohydrates are going to sit on you and you aren't going to burn them off. Like if your body has no energy, like if it has no reason to expend energy, it's going to store those carbohydrates, because that is a quick form of energy. Your body wants to store the quickest form of energy. Fats are what it prefers next, then proteins, like people who have chronic wasting disease or old people. What happens is their muscles start atrophying, getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And a lot of people aren't eating enough, such as people with AIDS, like they just can't eat, and they start just wasting away. AIDS from the virus, and B, from not eating. And what happens at that point, and this can also happen if you deplete yourself too much of carbohydrates, is your body will actually start eating your muscle tissue with fear. So that's why you walk a fine line with the carbohydrates. So if you want to go ahead and stay carb restricted, like I said, y'all can do this for another 6 weeks. Stay on this diet, but after that, make sure the daily recommended intake for a 2,000 calorie diet is 200 to 250 grams of carbohydrates a day, and you want to try to have less than 50 of those from sugar. Ideally, you'd like to have less than 15 from sugar, but try to keep your sugar as low as possible. If you want to start incorporating carbohydrates at lunchtime, you can. You know, just experiment with it, okay? But everything else, the meat, the fruits, the vegetables, the nuts, all that stuff you can eat as much of as often as you want. Y'all should have never felt hungry at all during these 6 weeks. I know you did that first week. You were starving yourself. But after that, I mean, you were perfect. Like, have you felt, either one of y'all felt hungry at all? Lauren, David, Jacqueline? Okay. So that's the thing, y'all should never feel hungry, because now you know the choices, the right choices to make. You can have your fruits, you can have your vegetables.
Even throughout the day, or did you restrict your fruits at later in the day, kind of, or
I would, particularly really sweet fruits, but then again, fruits, natural fruits, are considered low on the glycemic index because it's fructose, which has to get converted in the liver into glucose and sucrose. So it's probably not going to make or break you, but if you want to keep up what you've been doing these past 6 weeks, then yeah, restrict them. Keep restricting just to be safe. And so fruits and everything towards the first half of the day, vegetables, more vegetables later on as the day goes. And you know, fats is saturated and trans fats are what you want to stay away from, but your body isn't necessary. A lot of people see fats and think, oh my God, fats, I eat fat, that's going to go straight to my gut. No, fats do not get stored like that. What fats do is they go into your liver and they get into your bloodstream and they start messing with your cholesterol and your blood pressure. Because it takes, let's see, your body can process 4 or 5 grams of carbohydrates in the same amount of time that it could metabolize 1 gram of fat. So your body's going to prefer those carbohydrates than storing fats. So as long as you're eating the right fats, what those do is whenever they go into the liver, they actually get into the bloodstream, your good cholesterol. They raise your good cholesterol, which in turn helps you lower your bad cholesterol, your LDL levels. So eating the healthy fats does that, and it also helps you burn fat, metabolize fat. It provides the, I forgot which molecule it is, but anyway, just know it helps you burn fat. You can lose, they've had some people that I know who have lost like 5 or 6% body fat within the first 2 weeks, just by increasing their healthy fats to where they were eating 1 gram of healthy fat per percent of body weight. So fats, saturated and trans fats, you want to stay away from, okay? So fats, once again, on the label, it's only going to list saturated or trans fats, okay? So if all you see is total fats, 10 grams, then you know there's no saturated and no trans fat there. That these 10 grams are all unsaturated fats, which are good fats. So if it has saturated, it'll list it here, and then how much. And then trans, which are the widowmaker fats, those are man-made fats. So any kind of processed good, like Little Debbie's, Twinkies, stuff like that, fried foods, all have those widow-making trans fats, but they're only going to list those if they're in there. Some healthy food companies will tell you how many omega-3 grams you have, how many omega-6s, how many polyunsaturated grams, and how many monounsaturated grams of catching that, but that's only companies that choose to do that. And then proteins, there are no subcategory. So it's basically the same thing.